Well, the season is finally upon us.
Yes, it is. Love is in the air. Valentine's Day is tomorrow.
What?
Valentine's Day, tomorrow.
No, I can't believe it.
No?
Already? It's muskrat season.
Oh,
Did you know
muskrat
that?
season.
Yeah.
You're right.
Just look at the calendar. The Muskrat Leg Eating World Championship is Saturday on Kent Island. Woohoo!
You're absolutely right. The outdoor show in South Dorchester County is next weekend as well. The West Side Fire Department serving up their famous muskrat platters March 8th.
Can we go? Because I'm really hungry.
We'll save you some. But there's one question. When did muskrats become such a big deal on Delmarva?
Good question.
Right?
Good question.
Okay. So, we're looking for Jim Duffy from Secrets of the Eastern Shore to answer the question, and
Over here.
here he is.
Yay.
Over here.
How
Good
about this?
afternoon.
It's good to see you again.
How
Glad
are
you're
you?
here.
Little muskrat love for
You've heard-
Valentine's Week.
Should have known that was coming out somewhere. So you've heard the question, when did muskrats become such a big deal?
Well, in a way, they've always been a big deal, right? Native
Okay.
Americans trapped muskrats and made clothing out of them and
Right.
things like that. And we all learned in high school about the trapping industry. Mostly they would talk as beavers, but muskrats were part of that too. But if I had to pick one time when muskrats blew up on the Delmarva Peninsula, it would be World War I to World War II. The muskrat goes to war.
Ooh.
All right?
Okay.
So before World War I, in that whole period of decades, it was mostly kind of like a part-time gig. You know, you got trapped muskrats so that you could buy Christmas gifts or do some repairs on your workboat, and your real job was something else. But
Right.
that changed with World War I. So the way it worked was people would get their pelts and they would go to Europe. That's where all the furrier expertise was. And it's a really complicated thing with all these dyes and chemicals. It's kind of a scientific process to turn this fur into clothing.
Okay.
World War I breaks out. And that means that all the cities, and particularly Germany, that had all that furrier expertise, gone.
Right.
Shipping is a big problem because of the dangers on the sea during the war. Also, we need dyes. Those dyes, we had no expertise in dyes, so our military figured out how to make dyes, and they made improvements to the process, and they did all that because you need uniforms, right? You need colors on the uniforms. You want them to be certain colors and all that kind of stuff. So we figured all this out, and the war ends, but Europe is not ready to get back into action yet. And so that military science comes over here to New York and Chicago and all these places, and they come up with a whole new process for doing this. Now, before the war, it was seal coats, and they were big, bulky things. But with this new technology, they could take muskrat fur and they could make it into something that looked like seal coats.
Huh.
And that is the birth of the Hudson seal.
Okay.
Hudson seal is like something out of Mad Men TV show in the 1950s. It is a muskrat coat that has been renamed by a marketing genius, the Hudson seal. They are much cheaper than mink and seal coats. Mink coat was like $1,500 back then. Muskrat coat, $150. They're much more stylish with these new technologies. They can make them fitted and stylish, and it's the roaring 20s, and people have got all of this money. And the Hudson seal became a fashion phenomenon on the order of, I don't know, bell-bottoms in the 70s and mullet haircuts in the 80s. And we were doing millions and millions of dollars, our muskrat trappers, and doing that all through the roaring 20s, and even because they were cheap, into the Depression.
How about that?
I know.
Who would think?
I know. But there's more. World War II.
There's more.
World War II
Okay.
comes along. And there's one last thing. There's like 7,000 things I could say about this, but I'm only remembering like 6 of them. The last thing is muskrat fat. When you're processing the muskrat for centuries, they just threw the fat away.
Yeah.
During World War II, they did not throw the fat away. They gave it to the military. It was used in the process of making glycerin, which was used in the process of making explosives. So the bombs that helped us win World War II, thank you, Mr. Muskrat.
Came from the back of the muskrat.
Thank you, Mr. Muskrat.
How about
Wow.
that?
It all kind of died out after World War II. There were population issues, and you know, the 1950s came, and the bobby soxers, they didn't. Fashion trends
My
changed.
goodness,
It all
it's absolutely
dies
amazing.
out. Hudson
no
seal.
clue.
Who would have thought the Hudson seal would be explosive?
Hudson seal.
That's wow. As always,
There you
Jim Duffy, Secrets of the Eastern Shore. Again, thank you.
Are you entering the muskrat leg eating contest?
Nope.
No.
No?
No.
You're not?
No.
Oh,
We
I'll be
didn't-
glad
we
to
won.
cheer you on, though.
no.